So when I start painting them, this is actually how they're all shatterproof, but this is how they start out, just literally as a blank canvas, and then they just get covered and covered and covered. So like I'm doing with this one at the moment, they just all have layers and layers and layers of paint on. All of the ones in the gallery at the minute are all work in progress, so they all need varnishing and all need finishing off. But once they're done, they sort of look like they're porcelain, really. This is for a family who've just got a new little granddaughter called Ocean. So the brief was something under the sea. So lots of jellyfish, couple of mermaids. So everybody who asked me to paint one has a different idea. A lot of dedications, lots of weddings. I think I'm doing about 3 or 4 weddings for people this year. So obviously they've all got dates on and very personal photographs. Lots of people like their dogs. This is one I'm doing for somebody. This is very much work in progress. This is somebody who lives locally with her little dog on Travone Beach. Yeah, lots of memories actually. Lots of people, a couple of friends have asked me to do them this year, memories after lockdown or the joy of coming out of lockdown, and their kids could come down and jump in the sea again. So they're all lovely. They're all really fun. I think it was in 2013 there was a Christmas tree festival in the church to raise funds for St Peter's, and everybody who wanted to decorate a tree had a tree. So like the brownies, the lifeboat, the WI, and my idea, or Simon, my other half's idea, was for me to paint the village on baubles. So each boat and each cottage, and then we hung them around the tree to make up the bigger picture, which seemed like a brilliant idea, but obviously took me forever. But it was lovely, and what I didn't even think of was that everybody wanted to buy them. So all the fishermen bought their own boats, which was really nice, and all the money went to St Peter's Church. And then next Christmas, I thought, so many people asked me if I'd do them again, and I thought, well, why not? And raise some money for the hospice, and there we are. Both of my parents died at the hospice, or received end-of-life care at the hospice, albeit 9-10 years apart. And like most people, until you're touched by anything, whatever it is, illness, end of life, whatever, you don't necessarily know much about it, but the minute we walk through the hospice's door, it's just incredible. And I know we'll never be able to repay what the hospice gave us, but it's so nice to be able to try and raise money and raise awareness more, and hopefully feel like you're giving something back. Well, my dad knew, because I've probably done these, I think, for about 9 or 10 years, and he died 3 years ago. So he knew, he loved them. He thought it was amazing. Just absolute peace of mind, security, strength, everything. They made everybody feel comfy, not just my mum when she was the first one there. We didn't know what to expect. I think within that time, since my mum was there, the role of the hospice has changed. A lot of people obviously go in for ongoing treatment, not just for end-of-life care, but just the safety and the knowledge that everybody gives you, so that you can still get together as a family and do everything else that needs to be done, because obviously everyone's emotions are running high, and you don't know. Nobody can tell you necessarily when a life switches to end of life, but if somebody can gently guide you through it and hold your hand, it stays with you for a long time. My mum trained at St Thomas's with Dame Cecily Saunders, so they had known about the hospice movement forever and felt very passionate about it, but never assumed that they themselves would be going into a hospice. So the minute my mum was taken in there, I think the first conversation my parents had, apart from, whoa, was like, wow, Dame Cecily Saunders, didn't we? So it was, we sort of instantly felt at home in a funny sort of way. It took away a lot of strain and a lot of stress, which is obviously going on at that sort of point. But yeah, I couldn't fault anything. We used to call it departures, which is a terrible thing, but I think that was the thing in your mind. It was the last chance saloon. If anybody went to the hospice, you were never going to see them again, which is certainly far from the truth now. It couldn't be brighter, breezier. You feel instantly like part of a family when you walk in, and with the chapel there and the singing there and people going in and out. One of the first things, my little dog's in his bed at the moment, but one of the first things when my mum went into the hospice, somebody said, well, where's your dog? Why haven't you brought the dog in? So yeah, and the other thing that was really noticeable, I mean, apart from the care and the love there, the overwhelming thing at Mount Edgecombe is that garden. Every single room has those enormous windows, all that light coming in, and the access to the garden, unbelievable. Really incredible. Which, of course, not every patient can enjoy that by going out, but all the families can, and it makes such a difference.